Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dice Cast. I am S.A.N, and with me I have.
Fishman.
Well, last we left off, Aquans and Jonas had awoken from their slumber and entered the city of Lyria proper for the first time.
Yeah.
Entering the largest fortified city they had been to date thus far was a bit of a learning experience for them. They traveled all around the city, learned about the Illyria had an adventurers guild system in place that used guild crest fragments in order to restrict access to the inner ring of the city, where its most important civic buildings are, including the Magical Research Academy, which had caught Aquans and Jonas's interest. As such, they needed to find a way to prove themselves by earning a guild crest. Jonas was able to convince the guild hall with Eldric's help that the party's previous escapades of finding a arcanum for the city earned them a guild crest each, starting them off one of the 7 they would need.
Yeah.
The party also visited the local magic shop, the Rosemary and Time, and then went on to Rosemary's Time and Clockwork, and then moved on to the Crested Kingfisher, the local tavern frequented by adventurers where they could find work. In the middle of lunch, they were interrupted by a Perryton crashing in through the window, which was promptly slain and also revealed to be a fledgling.
Yep.
And then the party moved on to follow the trail of where this fledgling had come from to find a local restaurant, the Grinning Devil, under the actual custodianship of an actual devil posing as the cook. The party dealt with this infernal interloper and notified the watch, and got the place promptly shut down.
Yeah.
And that's where we left off last time. It's a little into the evening at this point, and we're heading back to the Crested Kingfisher.
Yep.
So I'm going to pass it back over to you.
It's definitely one restaurant that's going to have some interesting reviews.
Yes.
All right. So, yes, we head back to the Crested Kingfisher for, well, a better supper than we would have had at that restaurant anyway. Our lunch got interrupted as well, so we're probably a bit hungry.
Yes, the Perryton did crash into the window before our food was. We got to finish eating, I think.
So, one thing I want to do, Jonas wants to do is during supper, I want to do a short rest because I want to have arcane recovery so I can get my 4th level spell slot back so I can recharge my ring before we set in for the night.
That shouldn't be a problem. We would have technically had a short rest over lunch, but that got interrupted. So,
Yeah. So
also we hadn't lost any hit points or used any spells at that point. So,
true. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and so while I have supper, I'm gonna do that.
yep.
And there's really nothing else to do. We are interested in one of the work orders that was posted on the job board, and that was a family who are having, have a daughter who hasn't
Yeah,
woken up.
it was the "Please Save Our Daughter" one, I believe.
Yes.
That was literally the title.
Yep. Please help our daughter. Yes, I wrote it down.
Close
Yes, that caught our eye, but it's better that we're refreshed to go do that. So we'll head out there in the morning.
Yes, we have had a busy day.
Yeah. Interesting
We
first.
could go out now, but we're slightly spent, and we'd also probably be pushing exhaustion in a few hours.
Yeah, we'd have to roll for that if whatever is going on with their little child. Probably by sunset, I suspect.
Yeah, and just by the sounds of it, this sounds like there might be some sort of lengthy investigation involved, and
Yeah, you never
those
know.
always take a while.
Yes. So anyway, it's always better to have a clear brain.
Yes.
So that all said,
So during
after we finish eating,
you finish your short rest and get your spell slot back, and what do you when you're putting? I assume polymorph back on the ring.
yes, I come to the conclusion that putting any odd spells that I don't normally prepare requires 2 days or 2 long rests just so I can prepare those spells, put them on the ring, and then prepare the spells I normally have. I don't bother anymore.
Okay.
It's just not worth the effort.
Also, you only have one 4th level spell slot at the moment.
Yeah.
All right, there's one thing I would like to do before bed.
What's that?
But this, we just finished supper.
Yep.
We presumably have the entire night before us. I would like to borrow your spell book because I have a few spells I want to copy down into mine, even though I just finished a lengthy transcribing project myself.
And they are
I want to copy Dispel Magic out of your spell book into mine.
handy. Yep.
Because it's mostly because I have 3 spells I'm planning on transcribing: Dispel Magic, and from Banishment and Ice Storm from the scrolls I picked up recently. But Dispel Magic's the shortest, is the easiest of those to copy down. And because it's from your spellbook, there's no roll involved.
Yep. And I'm going to probably do something similar, but not tonight, which is I think there shouldn't just be one of us who knows the spell Dimension Door. It is our get out of jail free card.
Also, it means I can finally start doing other things with my 4th level spell slot.
Yeah, that too. But I'm not doing that tonight because I think I should make some potions, or make a potion.
All right, so I'm going to take 150 gold pieces worth of the ink and paper that we bought yesterday. We bought a lot of it. We sold a bunch of magic items, so we got a whole bunch of things, but made absolutely 0 profit off of the sale of those magic items, but we got tons of stuff in exchange.
Yeah.
Okay. And I will add Dispel Magic to my spellbook. That is going to take... So that's what I'm doing for the next 6 hours. Because it's a 3rd level spell, and it's an abjuration spell, not divination, so I don't get the half the time and cost.
All right. Well, one of the things that I'm going to do is I had picked up some mandrake root.
Yes, the mandrake root.
So I'm going to use one of those, and I'm going to attempt to make a potion of greater healing.
Yeah.
Just making sure I wrote all this stuff down. All right. So -1 mandrake.
Yes. If I remember correctly, we were able to pick up 2 of them.
Yep.
2 normal-sized ones.
Yes.
The Rosemary did jokingly say that they had been sitting out for a little while.
Yeah. Hopefully that will modify my roll.
I'm just going to say this now, just in case, unless you want to run with it. There's nothing off with them. It's just use them soon.
I'm very fine with that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cast Enhance Ability.
It was mostly just a bit of humor on her part.
Yeah. Because I want to increase my chances because I only have 1 luck point.
Yep, and I'm at a portent, so I assume you're choosing Owl's Wisdom.
Yep. And that's a 16, which is enough without any modifiers.
Yep, natural 16 covers it.
There you go. So now I have 2 potions of hero.
Greater healing potion.
2 potions of extra healing.
Yeah. Or greater healing, if you want the newer term.
Sure.
Yes. He has been playing Dungeons and Dragons since the beginning.
Yeah.
They use different terminology in those days.
Back in the day, you know. So that's all I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to recharge my ring, make that potion.
Yep, I'm copying a spell into my speller for 6 hours, so that's basically all I can do, reasonably.
Yep.
And then I assume we're going to set up alarm and your tiny hut.
Yes.
And then watch with our familiars.
We have had sufficient indoctrination into the city to realize that it's not all wonderful.
No.
They had a devil, literal devil, cooking food.
And Perrytons apparently can crash through windows.
Yeah, so I think, a little bit of security is a wise thing.
Well, considering I was probably going to be staying up anyway into the evening to copy down a spell, I'll take first watch.
Sure.
All right, with Alice's assistance, I'm going to roll perception.
Go for it.
All right. Well, that's an 11. Are we ambushed in the middle of the night by that prowling monster we've been told about?
That would be really funny. But that prowling monster, I think, is only out here on the outskirts.
True,
Not
there's been no word of it coming into the city, but with that roll, this will be the night it does.
yeah. Maybe the night it shows up and decides to tear us a new one. Oh, okay. Where are my stuff? No, nothing happens during the night.
Okay, so that's my watch. I wake you,
Yep.
and I go to bed.
All right. You get your sleep.
Yep.
I do my perceptions.
Yep.
Oh, good God. That's even worse than yours. That's a 10.
Not by one.
Hmm?
We're getting that low.
Uh,
I'd say low. That's still above 10.
yeah.
That's above some DCs.
Yeah.
We're in a relatively secure inn. If we were in the wilderness, I'd probably be a little more concerned.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we are kind of.
We're in a walled city, in an inn, with magical abjurations up.
Yes.
And this is where we roll for initiative.
Yeah, no, that's not happening. I was thinking about something else. All right,
Okay.
we wake up in the morning.
Good. We get
Long
to.
rest acquired.
It's always tense when the DM decides to linger after a roll like that.
Well, that was a false bit of
Drama.
concern.
Yeah. All right. I get 2 new portents.
I get my luck back, and hey, maybe I'll actually have my wand fully charged. It hasn't been fully charged in days.
It hasn't been fully charged since we went in search of that fountain. That's a 1. Isn't it 1d6 plus 1?
I don't know. I've been doing it 1d6.
I'll look it up, and I'm pretty sure it is, because I think there is at least a chance. One of magic missiles. 1 to 7 sure. It regains 1d6 plus 1 expended charges daily at dawn.
All right, that's still 1 short. I'm at 5.
That's 2 short, isn't it? Because 7 is the max.
I'm too short because I'm at 5.
Okay,
It's been that long since it's been fully charged.
that's how long it is. Yeah, it is 1d6 plus 1 at dawn.
I've been rolling ones forever. I rolled a 2, but I know I have not been adding the +1, but let's just not worry about it. We'll do that going forward.
Yeah, well, we're not retconning things because we can't. I don't think we remember what the rolls were before.
Yeah.
All
All
right,
right,
so you wake up.
we wake up.
That's always a good start to a day.
Yeah, it's always the best way to start the day by being alive.
Yes.
I don't remember because I acquired the scroll for the sleep potion. I haven't used it yet. I don't remember what the rarity was for sleep potions. Do you?
This is the standard sleep potion. This is the sleep potion formula,
Yeah, the one where I can either chuck it and it explodes, causing
and it
this.
casts sleep basically.
Yes.
Or you can put it into someone's drink and they can make the wisdom saving throw or fall asleep. Oh no, Constitution saving throw. I think it is. I think it's a common potion, so it's just a 10.
All right. I have all my luck back, and I haven't made one of these yet. So before I go down to breakfast, I want to
Yep.
make a
Just remember, you can only make 1 potion a day.
yes. So this is a new day.
Yep. And this will be the potion for the day.
12 plus a bunch. So
Common potions are easy to make.
yep.
Okay.
That is 1 sleeping potion.
Yep.
I've been wanting to make one of these for so long, and now that we are actually in a town, it might become useful.
I just have sleep prepared.
Yeah.
I can prepare 3 additional spells now.
4 more than me.
Thanks to my grimoire in its waking state.
We won't go there.
We won't go there. You could have increased your intelligence at 4th level just as easily as I did.
Yeah. Anyway, after I make the potion,
We go down for breakfast.
we head down to breakfast. It's kind of funny making a sleeping potion when we're going to check on a child that can't wake up. But anyway.
Are you trying to get accused?
Yeah.
Hang on. We're in a city full with a wizard's academy. Like, I assume every single apprentice wizard learns sleep at some point.
Yeah.
It is the standard survival spell for apprentice wizards.
It is kind of handy to affect.
Yeah, it protects you. It helps you against things like kobolds and goblins and wolves, I assume, as well.
All right.
Points.
To speed this along a little bit.
Yes, because otherwise we're going to ramble a lot.
Breakfast is going to be uneventful.
Yay! An uneventful breakfast. Another good start to the morning.
Yeah. On the notice, it gave directions.
Yes.
Oh.
It was outside the city, if I remember correctly.
Yep. There's one small hiccup in our plans for the day. Tides in.
Oh. Well, I can swim.
You can swim?
You have a broom.
Do you want to just proceed?
If they'll let us.
We go to the gate. The guard says, sorry, the causeway is closed for the moment. Do you want to say I can swim? Or do you want to go buy a broom? Or do you
we
want
were considering that. In between episodes, I did discuss possibly one of us picking up that I should pick up one of the other 2 brooms. I mean,
can a broom hold 2 people and go at like half speed?
Yes, I think that I'm going to double check, but I'm pretty sure I remember that literally being in the description.
Because I thought I remember that as well.
Broom of flying. It can carry up to 400 pounds.
Well, we're lean adventurers.
Yeah. I don't think the 2 of us equal 400 pounds. Admittedly, we're both really tall, so that's probably close.
Yeah, but we spent a lot of time out in the wilderness burning calories.
So yes, we can. It's just its flying speed drops from 50 to 30.
That's fine. Let's just to get this started, because waiting for the tide, or of course also going to the magic shop and buying another broom, which
might have sold out those 2 brooms. We picked up one.
Yep. All right, so we both climb aboard our broom.
Yep, you speak the spell of command and it starts to fly.
And
this cannot be a unusual sight in this town.
The guard doesn't even bat an eye. He just goes back to whatever he was doing.
Yeah. It's like, all right, that works.
We fly across. This is not here.
Yeah, it's submerged.
Here, this is submerged. And we head across. And according to the notice, we are heading for this section of town here.
All right, then.
So
we can probably stop. We can probably stop flying at some point.
It's not getting any real attention. It's kind of like the odd kid will look up because,
it's impressive.
It's not an everyday occurrence.
Yeah, and children will be enthralled by almost anything.
Yep.
And adults will ignore almost anything.
Yeah. So at some point, we decide, because this is actually rather slow, because we're too
technically not. 30 feet is the same speed which we can walk at. Oh, but we can't dash.
Yeah, so,
I think the broom has a fixed speed.
Yeah. So we can land at any point.
Yep.
And walk.
I said, handy picking that up.
Yeah. I honestly didn't think about it at the time that I was going to use it because of the tide issues. But it worked out.
Yep.
So
nice little magic items like that are always handy for that.
Besides the odd kid that wants to see us do it again, there's not much else. We make it to this little area here. And just as in every major city, there's little districts for different groups of people. This is kind of like mini dwarf town. A lot of dwarves live here.
Yes, we did notice that they were rather there were numerous dwarves in the last session.
Yeah, and this is not the only place they are. They're all through the city, but this seems to be a little bit of a congregation of them. You can hear the ringing of hammers, and lots of smithies are working.
It's like going to Little Italy or Chinatown.
Yeah, exactly the same. And we ask, well, just anybody, and we are telling what we're looking for, and we are eventually guided to one of the houses, and we knock, and a dwarvish woman comes to the door. It's hard to tell. You roll a nature check for age if you like, but
Okay, I'll roll in nature. Oh. All right. Well, before I even add my modifier, which I'm pretty sure is, yeah, natural 19 for a total of 27.
well, we are familiar with some dwarves that lived on the plateau.
There were a few,
Yep,
and there were a few in Burns Run.
yes, and you're fairly certain that this is actually a fairly young dwarf, relatively speaking. They live
Anywhere between 100 and 200.
She is obviously older than us by miles.
And is probably older than you or I will live to see.
Yeah, but she's young.
You live, you're going to live to be like, what, 80 at best?
Oh, wizard. Yeah, live forever.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I'm a natural, by natural means.
Yeah, well, medieval times, who knows?
Hmm.
So she looks with that roll, even though it wasn't a perception roll, she looks haggard. She looks tired. She
Looks like the type of mother who is concerned about a daughter who won't wake up.
Exactly. And she's
right. I take out the notice because it's standard, even though we didn't say it, it's standard to take notices from notice boards as to prove what we're here for.
Gotta bring our work order so they know that we're not scamming them.
Hey, how often does that come up in real life?
It happens to me all the time.
Yeah, it probably should be something that is done more regularly.
Yep.
There you go. Real world unions. Learn from Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes. So the second she sees the notice, and a little bit of hope comes into her eyes. Are you here to help my daughter?
Yes, we are. We're here to investigate what's going on and hopefully bring her out of whatever has her in this seemingly perpetual sleep.
At this point, you hear a gruff, definitely male voice, maybe slightly older, hard to say, and says, "Hoolan, who's that at the door?" And she says, "There are two young gentlemen here who are going to hopefully help us with our daughter." And he says, "Well, it certainly took them long enough. I put that up 2 days ago." He's definitely not in a good mood. Hold on a second, I'm gonna change over. There's a
We only found about it yesterday. But don't say to anyone.
Yeah. This is the door.
Yep.
Door is open. She's standing here. You notice he's back here. This is a very high-tech kind of area. A stove, wood burning, charcoal burning, hard to say. And there's a small little work area. And he was busy doing something with a hammer and stuff. And he's just standing there.
I see you have been perusing the Dwarven architecture section on Incarnate.
Yeah.
Because I recognize this.
Yep. There's a lot of dwarvish stuff here.
We haven't had an excuse to use it yet.
Yeah. And anyway, he is not a happy guy. He's, first off, the man of the house, but he doesn't seem to be able to, fix this problem, and it is bothering him. So he comes stomping over and says, All right. What are you going to do? He's not being too belligerent, but he's not a happy guy. Well, of course,
Yes.
the wife says to Rorik, "Look, they're here to help. Let's see what they can do." And goes over and hugs him and tries to placate him a little bit.
Yeah, I say, well, the first thing we're going to do is examine your daughter just to see if we can determine if there's a natural cause for this or if there's a magical cause for this, which is more likely.
Okay. At this point, I would like you to roll a general perception check with advantage because all eyes are peeled.
All right, I will roll perception with advantage. Not that it ever helps. Oh, it did help this time. 21
All right.
and a 3. In
First,
case you're wondering, that's the second roll I've made. Perception check with advantage. That with the lower roll's been a 3.
first thing you notice, this place is immaculate.
That looks rather clean.
And yeah, this is
And
actually
looks like 3 bears may have lived here beforehand.
they all have blonde hair, by the way. No,
Not intentional, I take it.
it just happened that way. Yeah. The place is spotless. Obviously, they thought maybe their daughter had become ill, or maybe they're just fastidious to begin with. Who knows? But the place is very, very clean. Lots of food in this area, of course. These are windows. They're all open to let fresh air in. The only other thing you notice is there is a kitty cat, like an actual pet cat, which is unusual. Most people don't have pets in the house. Sitting, well, curled up on one of the beds here. The daughter is in the center bed here.
All right.
She is under a bunch of blankets and definitely not awake.
All right. Well, I think we should go over and take a look.
All right.
You should approach this from a medical point of view, and I'm going to be examining her with detect magic, which I'm going to cast now because I haven't prepared for this time in a long time.
All right. My medicine check.
Yes.
I get the impression that it is not obviously a natural sleep.
We thought that, yes.
The girl is quite young, but she seems slightly sunken of cheek, and there's dark circles under her eyes. She doesn't look well.
All right, so she doesn't look healthy from
No.
this. So this is taking a toll on her, which probably means there is some urgency to this. All right. So I'm going to cast.
Before we get into that,
Yep.
Mom and Dad let you know she's been asleep for 3 days.
All right. Yep, that's not good. She's going to be very dehydrated.
Yes.
I mean,
they've been trying to wet her lips and stuff, but
that will only do so much.
Yes, it's not enough.
No. I mean, like what, 3 or 4 days without water?
Yeah.
I mean, that's human.
I mean, that's for humans.
Dwarves are a bit hardier.
Yes, they have well-known constitutions.
Yeah.
But that all said, this is not something we should dawdle on.
Yeah, all right. So I'm going to cast detect magic from the doorway as I enter, and I'm just going to scry the room in every direction as far as my detect magic can go.
Okay. The first thing you notice is the hammer that the husband has is magical.
All right. So he's got some sort of either magic weapon or smithing tool.
Yeah. Does not fit any of the schools of magic.
Okay. So it's just a standard enchanted object. All right.
Yep.
I'm going to move closer towards the bed, obviously, to examine.
Yeah. Well, basically, you don't have to move anywhere. This place is not that huge. Standing at the door, you can scan the whole place.
Just out of curiosity for my own edification, how tall is the ceiling in here?
Oh, no, it's actually very airy.
Okay, so I'm not having to crouch down.
No. This is not like a Terry Pratchett novel where you're banging your head on everything.
Okay.
No. This is actually really quite. This is a lovely building.
Right.
It was well made. All right.
I would like to move over to the girl.
Yes. So you get a ping from his hammer. You get a ping from something in this chest, School of Abjuration.
Okay.
You scan across
The bed.
cat. The cat is radiating necrotic magic.
The cat is radiating necromancy?
Yes. Very small hint of trace of necrotic. You go to the girl and you get not just necrotic, but you also get enchantment.
All right. Well, sleep is in the school of enchantment, so a more permanent form of sleep when magical sleep would make sense. All right, so I'm going to take notes of the three other things of magic I've spotted with this so far, but I would like to still examine this girl with an Arcana check while I have Detect Magic going.
All right, so
Does that give me advantage? If you say it, no,
that doesn't matter. It's not going to change anything really. The Detect Magic literally is telling you a lot of things anyway, so go for it.
All right, let's see if I can be a bit more deep than just this. All right, the Arcana check is the lowest roll so far with advantage, but it's still a 19.
All right, while you are focusing your arcane senses on the young lady, she, yes, the necrosis is, she's been sucked dry. Something is
so something is feeding off of her.
Yeah, and the enchantment is not that strong.
No.
With that, she's been forcibly made to sleep, but that part of it is actually not that strong. It is mostly because she's literally just so weak at the moment that she's not waking up.
All right, and the cat is radiating a source of necromantic magic.
Yeah,
that's not a coincidence.
Maybe it is.
All right, I'm going to confer with you. Did you prepare to dispel magic?
I always have it prepared now because,
all right, I'm going to assume this is going to take a bit more than just that. I'm going to confer with you. All right, so the girl is under some sort of deep sleep spell. We knew that.
Yep.
She's also being drained by some form of necromantic siphon.
Yep.
In effect, that's causing her to basically deteriorate. And that cat is radiating an aura of necromancy.
Have you examined the cat?
I have not. That's my next step.
All right.
I'm just conferring with you so far with what I'm going to try and whisper this to you, but I guess they're going to be listening in.
You can try a stealth check.
Uh-uh.
If you want to, not be eavesdropped upon.
Natural 1. I'm eavesdropped upon.
All right. First off, you hear a gasp from Mom.
Yeah.
And Dad is holding her up at this point because this is just
shocking.
This is not the kind of news you want to hear about your daughter. The odd thing is the cat perks up, looks at us.
That's not a good sign.
And immediately goes to jump out the window. Jumps across from bed to bed to bed and out.
Are we rolling for initiative?
If you want to do something about this,
yes,
we're going to roll for initiative.
All right.
All right.
I have an 8.
What?
I have an 8.
All right. Cat has a 19.
What about you?
I'm rolling mine now.
That's going to be higher than 19.
No, it's a 16. Cat jumps. Full movement, full run, full sprint out the window.
Out which window, out of curiosity?
It was curled up here. Went ping, ping, out.
Okay, so I went in a straight line. So it's out. All right.
And it is gone.
All right.
Now, I am up next in initiative.
Yes.
I say to you, is there something I should be doing? Because I didn't see any of this. All I know is you said there's a bit of.
We need to get that cat. It reacted to what I just said.
All right, I am going to get the cat as in get it alive.
Ideally, less ideally.
All right, the only way I'm catching a cat is with magic.
Yes, that's the only way either of us are catching a cat.
Yeah. All right. So I am going to burn a first level spell slot.
Yeah.
Cast Expeditious Retreat.
Yeah.
And I am going to. Window's not big enough for me to get out. These are doors. They have a very defensible building, so I'm going to run out the door and see if I can catch a cat. So I'm going to roll.
90 feet of movement.
Well, I can get there, but the thing is, the cat is not acting like a cat.
No.
So. Well, that sucks. I come back in shortly and say, I have no idea why.
All right. So it's my turn then.
All right, sorry. I'm gone.
Yeah.
When your turn comes up.
All right, I'm going to go to the window.
Yeah.
I can't fit through it, but I should be able to see through it.
Mm-hmm. It's fairly narrow.
All right. Do I see the cat? Because it just went through here.
Perception check.
All right. This is all right. I actually no. Even this is my action. I have to do this.
Okay.
Do I want to? No, I'll roll. I should have been doing something. That's an 8. I assume it's out of the range of my detect magic at this point.
You have a narrow view.
Yep.
And
the walls are made of solid stone, I assume.
Yeah, but the window is open.
Yeah, so I basically, but I can't. But the solid stone would block the spell, so it does narrow the field in which my divination spell works.
You have a clear path for detect magic and views straight
Up
out
to
the
30
window.
feet.
And nothing.
Yeah, a cat can run a lot further than that. Well, the only thing All right.
At this point, you see me pass in front of the window, looking around.
No sign of it.
I'm currently looking, and just hold my hand up for a second and looking, and then I turn around and say, I have no idea where it is.
All right. That cat did not react the way an animal normally would. Not to what I said.
Okay. I would like you to roll whichever you prefer. It's going to be a straight roll either way. Either insight or perception for the cat.
All right. It's insight for me then, because that's higher.
Right.
All right. It's a fair roll, and I get to add 6, 18.
All right. You only saw it moving for a short period of time.
Yes.
And you were kind of surprised by it.
Yes.
But the cat did not look healthy.
No, and it was also radiating necromantic had necromantic aura. It might well be undead. Actually, no, generally undead don't radiate active necromantic energy.
No. But with that high enough a roll, you know that it was not smelling.
No. Because otherwise detect magic would be a free detect undead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's you notice no odor. Well, no perceptible odor. You just saw that it was not in the best of ways. Its fur was a little matted. It's not cleaning itself properly. The usual things when you see,
Right. So we have a potentially unhealthy cat with a potentially magical ailment next to a child that will not wake with a potentially unwell child with a potentially magical ailment.
Yeah.
Is this some sort of arcane plague? I just think to myself, that's not a good start. All right, well, you should probably come back in here because
I come back in rather quickly.
That cat could be anywhere by now.
And you have a mom who's on the verge of tears and also looking extremely puzzled, and a dad who's just like, what is going on?
I said, do either of you know where that cat no, where is not important. Do you know when did that cat appear, roughly?
It's been our family pet ever since we had our daughter.
All right.
Correction, sorry, they're not human. We've had her a family pet for about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. To be fair, dwarves do. Admittedly, they do probably age a bit slower. That's fine. Either way, I said, all right.
My daughter is older than 4 or 5, but
all right,
roughly about 4 or 5 for a human.
All right. Well, the cat definitely did not react the way an animal would. However, whatever is affecting, I think basically just what I've been able to ascertain in this very brief moment, whatever is affecting your daughter, I think was also possibly affecting the or afflicting the cat. They're both, and
At this point,
you have to roll a persuasion check.
no. At this point, the dad puts his hands on the shoulders of mom,
Mhm.
says to us, "Can you fix this?"
That's what we're going to about to try. I say, I'm going to. You're back into this point.
Oh yeah.
And he said, all right.
And I
It
stopped
costs us nothing. It says, if you can try, if you can dispel this enchantment. It says,
Okay.
It says if we can start there, at the very least, we can help. We can help deal with this child first. But there's definitely something else going on.
I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic.
Yes,
I have a number of choices here. I can cast it at level 4.
you could,
It would give us a
or
chance of it working.
yeah,
Or I can
yeah.
burn through some luck. Or do you have a portent?
I have a 17, which potentially means with once you add your modifier, that will bring it to 21, which potentially should dispel any spell and other magical effect under normal circumstances, but we do not know what that is. I'm more than willing, if this will work, to use a portent to assist you here if you think it's worth the effort. Right.
Oh, I think because we have, I mean, I have 3 third level spell slots and I have a 4th level spell slot.
Yeah.
This is not an all or nothing. So I think we should, this burns the least resources and will be a good.
You want to at least try it once in yourself?
No. Use your portent. We'll get this done.
All right. All right. Yep. Okay. So I'll get. So when you cast, well, basically, when this is going to work, you cast the spell.
Yep.
All right. So this is the only way I can ask this little bit of metagaming. Do you have to roll because there's an ability check involved, right?
No, I don't have to roll it. It becomes automatic.
Okay. So, but there was an ability check because I can only affect this if there is one.
Yes.
All right. 17.
All right. 21.
21 comes to yes.
All right.
That should dispel anything.
You notice because you still have detect magic going.
Yes, because I haven't broken concentration, and this has happened all presumably in the course of a minute.
Oh, less than that. We're maybe 15, 20 seconds past the cat thing.
Yeah.
You notice the enchantment of sleep dissipate.
Oh, that's right. There might be multiple effects.
Yes. Well, that was the effect I was concerned about, or we were concerned about, getting her awake.
Yes.
At which point she does stir and lets out a bit of a kind of a whine, a little cough,
Yeah.
Mommy.
I assume she's not feeling well. Just
She
point of
is
clarification.
not healthy.
No, that aura of necromantic magic remains, I assume.
Yes.
So, all right. I said, all right, that's the sleeping enchantment taken care of.
At this point, Mom rushes to her
Yeah.
and gives her a big hug. We have to tell her, gentle.
Gentle, but they've been with her for days. So if there was any form of contamination or like infection, it would have happened already, and they're both clear.
You didn't see any other
Right.
things but the ones I mentioned, and yes.
All right.
So we, between Dad and us, we eventually peel her off of her daughter.
Yeah, because she's going to need time to rest. All right. I said that aura, that sickly aura is still there. Do you want to try dispelling that too? We don't know if that'll work. But do you want to give it a try?
All right. I want you to roll another Arcana check, please.
With advantage still? Or without?
No, this is a little bit different. Just roll.
All right. Total of 20.
All right. It's not an active spell.
No, but it is an aura of magic
energy. Visual trace. And because you've been here, actually, I haven't been here long enough yet, but it's not building.
All right. So it's not building. It's not an active spell. I don't think it's some other magical effect, which in theory, dispel magic might be able to dispel, or it could just be the fact that some lingering
Uh,
malation, basically.
with that roll of 20,
Yeah.
you are under the impression that she's been exposed to necrotic energy. It has
Okay.
been draining her. This is residual.
And so is the cat.
No, you
Yeah.
didn't have time to examine the cat any closer than you just felt necrotic energy.
Yeah. And
You didn't have the same focus,
all
so you don't really know about the cat.
right. We need to find that cat. That's the next step for this.
Hold on a second. Let's see if my never mind.
Yeah.
I
Unfortunately, I do not know the little creature yet.
I had a suggestion, but
It's fine.
Jones's brain is not quite awake yet.
It's fine. All right. Well, at the moment, a bit of the urgency has passed now that she's awake. She can drink water again. She can eat food, assuming she can. Ironically, she probably should still get some rest.
She's in rough shape.
Yes.
According to my medical checks, yeah, she was like a day and a half from dying.
Should we take her to a temple?
We could take care of this ourselves.
We could. We could. Clerical aid might be the next best thing. All right. So we're pretty sure this is a magical ailment of some sort, not a poison or a disease, because you have that salve and the medicinal powder, which can cure those, but we don't know if that'll work.
We also have healing potions.
We could, but does this count as damage? I mean, there's two ways of necrotic damage, which just like the body starts to deteriorate. We've been hit with that, but there's another type that some undead can use, which literally drains the life force, which lowers max hit points, and potions can't help against that.
You don't know. You can roll an Arcana check if you like.
All right, I'll roll another one. 18. I'm getting vaguer.
You're not sure, but it could definitely be a bit of both.
Yeah, I also know there are technically ways of preventing, as like there's spells and other forms of magic that can technically prevent like someone from getting any benefits from a rest, basically.
Yes.
But I don't know. But I don't know if that's what this is. And she was in a perpetual sleep. That's not also normal.
No. So you do not know. This is a little our side of our experiences.
All right. Well, the first thing that my instincts tell me is we have to find that cat because
Okay.
we can gather more knowledge and information on a certain thing. Should we instruct them to take the girl to a temple to get looked at and see if a cleric can heal her? Doesn't really cost us anything. Again,
I'm not worried about the cost.
no, no. I'm just saying. I suppose it might cost us time, but the cat is. I don't know.
We don't. If we're going to try and find the cat,
yeah, we have to go now.
We have to do this. Whatever we're going to do for the girl, we have to do quickly. So either we abdicate our responsibilities and say, "Mom, Dad, take her to a temple,"
yeah,
or
we
deal with ourselves. So that's up to you.
We can't dispel it, and well, you're the medical expert of the group. Yeah, I've. Do you have any? What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, could go either way.
Yeah, that's the problem. It is basically almost a coin. It's almost a coin toss.
Yeah.
On the one hand, finding the cat. If we don't find it soon, the cat might be in a worse state as well.
The only way we can have this sort of interaction is verbally.
Yes.
So we're having this discussion, and Dad says, "We can't afford a temple. We don't have the money."
Well, we do. That's not the problem. The monetary value isn't really the issue here. The timing is the issue. I don't know how long this will take.
Mom says, "If you can help her now,
yeah,
please.
All right. All right. Well, then if we're all right, well then if I assume like she's like just like in night like a night dress or something, like not really prepared to head out into a temple.
No, she is a young child who's in a night dress
Yeah.
under, well, not under blanks anymore. Right now, she's being
Yeah.
set
All
up
right.
and
Well, if we're going to do that, then yeah, they need to get her dressed and everything, and then we will basically, for all intents and purposes, all escort them to a nearby temple. We haven't been here very long. I
your detect magic is still going.
My detect magic is no, I meant we haven't been in Lyria long.
Oh, we have no idea where a temple
This
is.
is our third day here, but I assume there'd be one out here
Yeah.
in all likelihood.
Oh, all right. You got two residents here.
Yes, we know that. So we can find a temple, presumably.
They live here.
Yes.
Um, they. All right. You still need to decide. I assume you decided temple versus us giving them a healing potion.
Yes, let's take her to the temple first.
All right.
Once we have a second opinion, for lack of a better term, the potion might be enough, or a cleric's healing spells might be enough. But if dispel magic isn't going to get rid of this, the only other spell we have that could possibly help is remove curse, which I don't have prepared.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
It's not something that comes up very often.
No, but a temple with clerics on hand to handle healing might.
Yeah.
So right. I think that's our next step.
Mom doesn't bother dressing her; just basically just bundles her up.
Bottles her in blankets, and
yep.
Right.
They say, "Follow us."
Follow us. We follow them. Yep. All right. How much longer do I have on detect magic? Is the spell runs course by this point?
All right, we went there. You did that. Another minute, 2 minutes discussion for probably about. I'd say you have about 2 minutes left because I think that discussion is, even though we took a little bit longer in real time, it would have been a fast discussion because they would want it done now.
Right. On the way there,
yep.
I am going to I'm going to keep my arcane enhanced senses peeled for A, that cat, and B, other sources of that same necromantic aura.
All right. I'm going to do this as a perception check because
it's the only thing that makes sense.
There's no other way of doing it.
Yep.
No advantage.
It's just a straight roll because, yeah, and probably a fairly high DC. All right, 13. In an area this busy, I'm probably just asking for nothing.
Well, the problem is you only have 2 minutes.
Yep.
And then after that, it's gone. And I do, because we do have other senses.
Yes.
So I would like you to roll one more perception check, this time with advantage, because we're both want to keep an eye out for this cat. But this is a visual. And I'm going to get my owl out and have her flying above. So, yes, advantage.
I would summon Alice, but you said the cat wasn't really smelling, so it would just be smelling.
Oh, no. Smelling for human noses.
Yeah.
And Genasi noses. You don't have.
We have so many advantages on this roll already.
You only can have so many.
Yeah. Natural 20. And a 2.
Okay. This is what happens. We're on our way to
the temple.
Your detect magic has worn out.
Yep.
We're almost there. And my owl flying above spots the cat and signals me. Choice making time.
One moment.
You can't pause.
I know. Okay, we found the cat. I assume you've told me this.
Yeah, I say
we cannot leave them.
No, we cannot.
One of us could go off to look for this, though.
We could split the party.
Yeah.
Well,
you are the medical expert and the best suited to explain to a cleric what's going wrong.
Problem is, it's my familiar that knows where the bloody thing is.
Just have it circle. Just instruct it to circle and I'll find it.
All right.
I think that's the best option. Pursue both of
Okay.
these things.
Okay. So I head off
And
with mom
yes,
and
we are
dad.
splitting the party.
Yep. So we're down to one.
As it is.
Okay. You see my familiar, because you're
Yep.
familiar with my familiar, circling, but it's not circling in one spot. It's a spiral. It is heading. All right. I'm going to back up here for a second.
Yep. This will probably need some visual for this. Yep.
Okay. So we started here.
Yes.
And we're heading along this street. So we're about here at this point in time.
Yes.
This is where we split up.
Okay.
And my owl is doing this.
All right. I am going to head in that. Okay, so your owl is moving.
It is not stationary. It is circling above something that is moving.
All right. As long as you've instructed your owl to try and circle this area, as long as your owl can keep it in sight, I can follow the owl.
Okay. So, we're going to divide this up now.
Yeah.
First, we're going to do your part.
Okay. Yes.
I would like for you to roll first a dexterity check.
All right. Another natural 20.
Because there are people about.
No,
And
it's not another natural 20, but still another good roll. It's a total of 19.
Okay. You're easily able to avoid any slowdowns because of traffic and people and stuff. So
that's good.
You're closing the distance. Now, I would like you to roll a constitution check, please.
All right. Come on. A third good roll in a row. Not as good, but I have a very good constitution. 16.
All right. This is not taxing you.
No.
You are closing the distance because that's what you want to do.
Yes.
So you cross through this neighborhood, cross this road into here, and as you get around this building, you see my owl just circling now over water. And you see the cat leap into the water. And
Okay.
This is high tide.
The cat is drowning itself? Unless it is undead? Like, not all undead emit an odor.
No. So as you run up to the shore...
All right, I'm going to leap into the water. Before I do that...
Yeah, hold on a second.
Okay.
As you get to the shore,
yeah,
my owl is still circling, and you don't see the cat.
No. All right.
And then my owl stops circling.
All right.
Well, it has to move. It can't hover.
All right. I'm going to recast Detect Magic.
All right.
And then I'm going to dive in the water.
All right.
There is nothing about this that's all right. So I'm going to dive in.
Yep.
I'm going to swim out to where your owl is. That shouldn't be difficult. I have a natural swimming speed.
Yep. You actually can swim faster than you can walk, technically.
Nope.
Is it?
Exact same speed.
The same? Oh, it's the same.
Yeah.
I always thought you were swimming faster.
No, that was a previous campaign.
All right.
However, I should be able to outswim a cat, especially one that's probably drowning.
Yes. So you get to the spot where my owl is hovering.
We're about to find out. This isn't a lake either. This is technically the ocean.
This is salt water.
Yeah. That's not a problem for me, but I mean, that's just the amount of depth this water could go down to.
You lost track of the bottom. Pretty much where you see this change in color.
Okay, so not far out.
So you are roughly here at this point, and you have no idea where bottom is.
All right, I'm going to look around.
Yep.
With Detect Magic. I'm going to look for that cat and hopefully spot that faint necromantic aura. I mean, do cats float when they... I don't know. It's a morbid thought, actually.
There's nothing within the 30 feet. But you're on the surface.
But I'm going to dive down.
Okay. You do not have dark vision. You go down 30 feet, and you are now in the dark.
I am in the dark. Technically, detect magic works independently of my sight.
Yes. No. Okay. We're good at that.
Yeah.
You do not detect any magic.
Mhm.
Actually, roll a percentage. Maybe there's something that someone dropped here one day. You are now in the middle of the water. You can't see bottom.
Yep.
You can see the surface, of course, because it's light up there.
Yep.
You can't see my owl anymore because, well, she's above the water.
All right, I'm going to fish out a silver piece.
Yep.
Just because I haven't really done this. Silver sinks in water, correct?
Yes, it's 6.
Okay. I'm going to reach into my component pouch and pull out a bit of that phosphorescent moss.
I recommend that you use your arcane focus for this, because otherwise you're going to flood your component pouch with salt water, and actually it will ruin a lot of your components.
To be fair, yes, the component pouch is watertight, but not if I open up underwater.
No.
All right, so I'm going to use for the first time, despite the fact I really like using my component pouch, I'm going to take out the book, which is waterproof because it's magical, and cast light on my silver piece, which is going to cause that blue-green bioluminescent algae, which is going to really fit in down here. All right, I'm just going to hold that up because it's easier than my staff, and then the second part of this is important.
All right, you are now in the center of a very bright sphere of light.
Yep.
I am going to just hold on a sec.
And how does marine life react to that?
I am going to see if there's anything that notices this.
Incoming shark.
Could be.
They're drawn to artificial light.
Oh, actually, the funny thing is there's way over here on the map. Where is it?
Yeah, there's a sea serpent, but that's not actually technically, it hasn't been canonic. That's not canonically in the game yet. Though this might be the part where I find out it is.
No. Yeah, with that roll, you are all by your lonesome besides a few fish that have swum by to see what's going on.
Yep, suddenly there's bright light. All right. So nothing again.
You see nothing visually.
I let the silver piece go.
Okay, sinks.
Yep, I'm going to watch it go.
It sinks, and because it's lit, you see it sink for quite a while. It sinks. Roll an intelligence check.
All right. 11.
Kind of middling, but that's fine. You're fairly intelligent. The water here is a little over 100 feet deep.
All right.
You see the coin sink.
So I have for a good amount of this, I have a sphere of 80 feet of light.
Yep. And it goes poof, a little cloud of silt goes up and the light stops. You know your spell's still working because
it's just probably covered.
You assume that it just hit the bottom sediment and is now buried in muck.
Well, as the saying goes, in for a penny, in for a pound, literally in this case. I suppose technically it's a dime, but whatever. I'm going to swim to the bottom because I'm not impeded by 100 feet down any more than I am where I am.
Yep. You swim down.
I should be able to detect the coin that has my spell on it.
You can detect the light spell on your coin.
I'll pick it up.
All right.
All right. I'm just going to look around again down here.
You stick your hand into the muck.
Yeah.
Well, 6 inches down. It's not solid bottom. It's kind of silty. And in that process, you stir up a fair amount of silt.
Mm-hmm.
I would like you to roll, for odd reasons, but a stealth check, please.
All right. Stealth 16.
All right. You do manage not to stir up a ton of the bottom. So you do have a bit of visual.
And not disturb any of the bottom dwellers. They're definitely down here.
Yeah. So you pull the coin out of the muck. Things get much brighter all of a sudden.
Yep.
You see lots of crabs and other crustaceans and some bottom-dwelling fish all scurry away.
Yep. Because it's probably the first time they may have seen light at all.
Yeah. And I would like you to roll a perception check, please.
That's what I was going for next, because I want to make this check down here. So it's just a straight roll, I assume?
Oh, yeah.
11.
You do not see a cat.
All right. If it was a living cat, it probably drowned. If it's an undead cat, it could be anywhere.
You estimate you are roughly halfway between shore and Lyria, but you are kind of out
All right.
south.
I assume
So
there's some
this is
other
north,
way.
actually. Sorry.
Yeah.
North is towards the bottom of the screen, which is unusual.
Yes, technically this is we technically that's the east side of the land. It's not the first time we've had this issue.
Yeah.
All right. So what I was saying was a city like Lyria that has a port definitely has other ways in than just the one bridge by aquatic route. There's going to be ways in.
All right. Besides this access,
Yeah.
that there is actual harbor, a port where there's wharves, piers,
Yes.
boats that come in, all kinds of stuff.
All right. If it's an undead cat, it could swim there.
Mm-hmm.
And it could get in that way if it's going back in there. I do not know if that's what's going on.
All right. So you are currently hovering above bottom,
Yes.
about 100 feet down ish. And your cantrip's going to wear out.
Seems detect magic's gone.
Oh, sorry. Yes, my bad. Yeah, your detect magic is going soon.
Yeah. And the light cantrip might last a bit longer, but it's not really that big of a deal.
So, all right. While you're standing there cogitating,
Mm-hmm.
back at the church,
Now we're going to go back to you now. Okay.
I just let you just to get that wrapped up. We barge in, sick daughter, priests come and see her, and unfortunately they see, well, our services are not free.
I guess you're covering the bill.
I give him a slap upside the head, figuratively. It says,
Yes.
"I'm paying for this. What I want you to cast." I enlist first off, cure light wounds.
You should
And
probably start with detect magic, just so they can.
I already know that she's
Yeah.
got some. I
Yeah.
tell them.
Yeah.
I tell them she's been exposed to necrotic energy. I would like you to cure her. First, start off with cure light wounds. She does get a little bit better with that, but as you suggested and surmised and correctly, her maximum hit point total is not as high as it used to be, and that requires a higher level spell. So
That would require greater restoration, I think.
yes, that is not cheap.
Nope. That's a 5th level spell.
Yeah, so our experiences with magic and necrosis. Hold on a second, see if my brain's working now.
Yeah, lesser restoration wouldn't cover this.
I know that she will get better now because
Yeah. If
it,
she's
as long as she's not exposed to any more magic, she will recover.
Yes,
Because
if she can get a long rest, she should recover with time.
so I do tell them that I pay for the first level spell, which is, by the way, twice as expensive as giving her a healing potion.
Charge you 100 gold.
Yeah, charge me 100 gold, which I will mark off.
All right, so you've given 100 gold piece donation to this temple. That hey, they're gonna like you a little bit more, I suspect.
Well, mom and dad are grateful,
Yeah,
and I explain to them,
she's going to need rest. Is the best thing for her at this point.
yes, rest, some food, and
Water.
begrudgingly, the priest agrees because they
Yes.
would rather, get a 500 GP or whatever it costs for greater restoration donation.
Incidentally, we haven't
There.
gone into this much more, but there are a few temples in Lyria. Going forward, trust me, I'm going to keep this in mind when we flesh out which deity this temple belongs to. All
Yes. But for the moment, they all understand and we go back. So,
right,
what are you doing?
so we come back to me. All right, now keeping in mind, I don't know any of that.
No.
All right. However, it's too risky me going off on my own. I'm going to head back to shore. I'm probably going to do that anyway.
Yeah. All right. So you swim
I'm going
back
to try
up.
and head back and regroup with you.
All right. So the last you knew, I was here heading for this building.
Yep.
Where are you going to go?
All right. Well, how long did that take?
What we did?
No, what I did. My because I don't know anything about that. Just how long did that take?
Well, long enough for your detect magic to run its course.
Minimum 10 minutes.
And then to swim back, probably about another 5 minutes. So you're really gone about 15 minutes.
I will douse the light cantrip on the silver piece, which should probably be washed clean at this point.
All right, you come ashore where you left it.
Yep. Actually, what's your owl doing at the moment? Is it still circling?
Let's see. Would I be done there? So you don't see her.
All right. I'm gonna head. All right. If it's only been a short period of time, I'm gonna head towards the temple.
All right. So you head over to the temple. Whereupon you learn that we have been there and gone.
All right. Then I head back to the house.
Yes. All right. So we join up again.
Yeah.
The young girl is back in bed. Mom's
Actually
there.
resting this time.
Oh, mom's doting over, giving her dad as well cooked a kind of like a just like a broth, a really hearty broth, and they're getting her to sip that. And I tell them once she's done that, let her sleep. And
Ironically.
yeah.
Also, make sure she drinks water.
Yes.
She was getting dehydrated.
Yeah. So, and then I tell them where we are going to stay.
Yeah.
If there are any issues, further
They
issues.
can flag down like a watch officer or someone and send word to us.
Yep.
All right.
Mom is most thrilled that her daughter is actually functioning again.
Yep.
And grumpy dad actually comes over and shakes her hands.
All right.
And thank you. They don't have any money.
No, that's fine. That's fine. We knew this going into this. This was probably going to be a charity work. Thinking to myself, I don't say that out loud. Yes, that is basically what we're thinking. All right. So once we leave them, I said, all right, bad news on my front. I lost track of the cat. It jumped in the water of all things.
Yeah, I did pop into my owl's head there, and I was just.
I followed out there with detect magic, light, everything. I went to the very bottom of the body of water out there. No sign of it.
It was a puzzler.
All right. Now that we've done that, I've had time thinking about it. Can I just roll a nature check? Do I think that a living cat would do this, like an actual normal natural cat would do this under normal circumstances? And would
Dive into water?
Yes.
Go for it.
Right. Nature, natural one. I was asking for something very vague, so.
Not a whole lot of cats on the plateau.
No.
All right. It is unusual behavior. It doesn't. I don't care what the roll was.
Yeah, that's nagging at me. There's something unusual going on here. We already know there's some sort of nefarious dark magic at work, and
yes, if you saw the cat swimming across the water on the surface,
that would be something.
possibly, but they are not divers.
No, and it seemed to have done that.
Yeah.
So either it was under, like, all right. I don't think it's a familiar. I'm just gonna say that now. It's been their pet for years. Unlikely that someone's familiar. Unlike that some unusual wizard or other magic user is going to have a cat stay with a family for 4 to 5 years just so they can spy on them and then plan some nefarious thing. That doesn't actually happen.
Wizard version of peeping toms. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, no, that is ludicrous even as we said it. As I say it aloud. So
Oh no, not we. You.
as I said it aloud. That's not the situation. I don't think it's a familiar. So one of two things are that cat was under some sort of malign influence, like the girl.
Yep.
Or two, it was some sort of undead creature in service of something else.
Yes, either it is being controlled, undead, or in general just exposed to the same kind of magical influences the girl was.
All right, we know it didn't look healthy.
No.
All right. All right. I assume I didn't notice the cat was wearing a collar.
You did not ask at the time.
No.
You can roll a straight memory check if you like.
All right, straight intelligence, natural 20.
Oh, good God. Seriously? There's the worst waste for a natural 20, I tell you.
That proves nothing and it's mirrored.
Yeah.
But yes, it was a natural 20.
It did not have a collar.
It did not have a collar. Okay, so that rules out locate object. I'm just working through the various divination spells I know that could help in the situation.
Okay. We are currently running on almost lunch with our various endeavors.
Yeah, we haven't been out very long, but that's not the problem. The problem is I don't see a way forward at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the thing. It's like we've exhausted our two leads at our leads at the moment.
Well, basically the family should be okay now.
Hopefully.
And we could. Oh, a second. Oh, I'm finally awake. I guess I'm not. Jonas is not a morning person. I think time is on our side at this point. I think
we could wait. There's less urgency.
And then, see, the thing is with this sort of thing, it's usually whenever you think of necrotics and necromancy and all that, it's more of a nighttime thing.
It is. All right. Hang on. I have to look at a spell here. Yep, I've learned a lot of spells over the campaign. There we go. Spell ends the alarm. You can choose creatures that will not trigger the alarm. Okay. Yeah. All right. I was wondering if I could set alarm to trigger against a specific type of creature, but I don't think I can.
Oh, even for the alarm spell.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Oh, sorry.
Designate creatures and choose.
My brain's still alive.
Mental or audible, tiny or large. No. All right. So I can't set it to a specific creature type. This isn't like Glyph of Warding. It's a much simpler spell. Still might be a good idea to set one up, though.
Well, honestly, how many things are going to go through that window? No people.
No. But before we leave, I'm just going to... You know what? Time is not of the essence. And I assume the family is not going to mind if I spend time with casting a alarm spell just as a added security measure in case anything comes back.
They are rather compliant at this point because, well, hey, their daughter's back.
And literally, they're just going to watch me wander around for like an... All right, how many windows were there on that house?
All right, if you want to ward all the windows and the door... Actually, no, we won't have to bother with the door as a cat.
No, not... 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So 7.
There's 7 doors. Sorry,
7
7.
windows. All right, so 70 minutes later.
All right, so you spend
70 minutes because I don't have alarm prepared. I don't have that many spell slots to begin with.
an hour and a half and ward, well, not ward the windows, but alarm all the windows.
Yep, 70 minutes. Not an hour and a half.
Well, you don't get them instantly, one right after another. You got to go to another window. You got to.
Anyway, yes, I'm going to cast alarm.
Yeah.
And on all the windows, and just to be clear, I'm going to I can specify what creatures. I'm going to say dwarves do not trigger the alarm.
All right, just tell the mom and dad
Don't go through the windows.
don't climb through the windows.
Yeah, I'm just going to basically say it's just an added security measure, just in case anything comes back. Yeah. So the alarms are mental. Just so I'll get a mental alert if anything goes through those windows, other than like a dwarf.
All right. So by the
In the
time you're
next
done,
8 hours.
by the time you're done, we're approaching 1 o'clock.
All right. Let's head back now then.
All right. So the
I think
tide is out, which is nice.
Yeah.
So we can actually just walk if you like.
Yeah.
We go back to the Crested Kingfisher.
Yep. So we're not in the house anymore.
Yeah. So we have lunch.
But I'm going to use Arcane Recovery.
I am as well, because I have actually used up literally 4 spell levels, so I might as well get them back.
All right. Well, the 2 first level spells I cast are easily regained.
Yep. All right. While we are actually finishing lunch, because I want to finish a lunch, because this will be the first lunch we've actually finished in this stupid city.
Yes, that's true.
A familiar face comes in.
Oh.
Aldrich.
Oh.
He knows we're here because
I was going to be one of 2 people.
yeah, he knows we're here, and he says, well, word really travels quickly, because the church and the guards and everything else all chat, because there's what else to do. And he says, I hear you took care of that job, the notice on the board there about the sleeping child.
I say, well, yes and no. We did help the child, and she is now in recovery. However, we think there might be something more to this.
I agree, because it's not an isolated instance anymore.
All right, that's definitely got our interest.
Once this job thing went up, I mean, he has a lot of responsibilities.
Yes, he's an officer in technically both the Lyrian military and law enforcement.
Yes, so he has a lot on his plate, especially seeing how we kind of disturbed one of the major restaurants in town the other day.
Oops.
So yeah, he's been busy.
Yeah, potential infernal incursion into Lyria is probably a bit of a concern.
No, he's not upset at all. But
it is probably something that people are going to be concerned about.
He is a little tired.
Yes.
And he said, I know I can trust you.
The irony is, I think he came back to Lyria for the express purpose of getting some rest after he left Vern's Run. I don't think he's gotten it.
No, he's not loud. His job is always on the go. He may have gotten a couple of weeks off. I don't know.
He's gotten some rest, but it's picked up again recently.
Yeah. Anyway, long story short, one of his every now, like, for the most part, the White Knights patrol, and most of their jobs are here. This is what they do. This is what they take care of when they're not out doing quests or whatever and checking on other stuff. But part of their responsibility is to check in with the watch in town, and the odd time they'll do patrols and report any instances and that sort of stuff. That's how that job notice got posted in the first place. And it says one of his junior officers has come to his attention from the watch that there is another young lady who is asleep and won't wake up. And he hands us a piece of paper. Please look into this. I have so many things to do right now. I don't want to dump things on you, but I know I can trust you to do this.
All
He's,
right. Yep.
he's
Well,
basically
we're
like,
definitely invested in this at this point.
yeah, it's not like we're not going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we are getting a little bit better at the address system in there.
After Aldrich leaves, I say to you, I was joking, by the way, about the whole magical plague thing, but it's starting to look like a possibility.
Yeah. This is where.
And that's where the dwarf family was.
Yep. The next one is, remember that inn?
Where we met our wild magic wizard friend, yes, over there.
I was over here. This is the same area. It's over this way this time.
Right.
And it's not a dwarf.
Completely opposite side of the side of town.
Yes. But also relatively on the outskirts.
Yes. And this is just another point, close to the water. I don't know if that's a factor, but that cat jumped on the water. Whatever's doing this can definitely move around.
Yep. All right, so we had an arcane recovery, so we're looking at roughly about 230 at this point.
Yep.
You are halfway through your alarm spell.
All right, and I haven't gotten any notices?
No.
Let's go.
All right, tide is still
that will pay off or will not.
Yes, the tide is still out. So we can walk across.
Yep.
Walk across, and we head this way. We go to the address, which is in behind, next to the water, actually. It is a human abode this time. I did not do a graphic for it because, well, I didn't.
We could probably use the same one if we really wanted to, but it's not important.
Not important. The important details. All right, hold on. We get to the building.
Yes.
And we knock. And same scenario. Couple, but this time they have multiple children. And
it's just one child that's fallen ill.
One child is asleep,
yep.
Won't wake up for a day.
Okay, so this is more recent.
Yes.
All right.
This is more recent, and they have no clue whatsoever about the other incidents. They just mentioned it to the watch, trying to get some clerical help for this, and wheels are in motion kind of thing.
Wheels are in motion. All right, so I assume this is all right. So another relatively poor off family. I don't say this aloud. I'm thinking to myself, and another young girl.
All right. I would suggest if you want to make that assertion, you roll a general perception check, please.
Okay.
I don't know anything about it, so no advantage or disadvantage or anything.
19.
All right. This is not as neat and clean an abode as the last one. These people are further down on the scale of wealth than the dwarves were.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at someone or family who basically they are laborers. They work on farms, do odd jobs, and this is not their house. They are here because they're allowed to stay here because of all the work they do. Okay. They're almost basically indentured servants.
All right, and again, a young girl.
Yes, human, probably a little bit older than, all right, chronologically younger, but a little
similar age category.
Yeah, they're about 5 or 6 years of age. Mm-hmm. Again, a girl. I'm not sure if that means anything, but
well, it's definitely a factor to consider at this point.
Yep.
Both the victims have been young girls.
And in a cot.
In a cot. All right. Well, that's magic.
All right.
I assume I'm going to get the similar results, but let's just be sure about this. All right.
That's the magic.
I'm going to go over.
I'm no magic whatsoever in the house except on the young lady.
Okay. So there's no undead radiating death magic. Okay.
No death magic cats.
All right. I'm going to examine the child.
The child has.
Do I have to roll for it, or is this the?
Um, Hold on, let me think about this for a sec. Yeah, just because of one thing. Go for it.
Right. All right. So it's an Arcana check, I assume.
Yes.
All right. 19.
All right. I would like you to roll a general intelligence check as well, please. All
17.
right. As you're watching, and you're going over in your mind what you just saw a few hours ago,
Yes.
you notice the enchantment magic is stronger here. And the
That could just mean
necrotic magic seems weaker.
the spells more. All right. But all right, I'm going to take note of that. I'm going to have you come over. Well, we have a very similar situation.
Yep.
Just more recent, I think.
All right, I do a med check.
Yep. You might as well get in this as well.
All right. This child is not as emaciated.
No.
Seems to be in better condition. The sleep seems more troubled. The last child was really still. This one seems to be almost like having a feverish dream, and seems healthier.
All right. That could just be okay. We got to this sooner because it's only been a day. And they said that she'd been asleep for 3 days.
Could be.
All right, I'm going to try something different because we didn't try this last time.
Right.
That was more urgent. I think we have. I think. All right, we
Don't
need to be
say that aloud here in front of mom and dad.
I know, but that's the thought. Is this there was before we tried dispelling this. I want to see if we can understand a bit more what it is. I am going to take out of my component pouch the pearl I use for identify.
Right.
And I'm going to ritual cast identify because I do not have that prepared.
All right. You have two magics. Which
Technically, identify. I'm just going to look at the spell here just to clarify. I think it's just I target her. 1 second. Identify. Yeah, choose one object. Well, you learn.
Object or
If,
spell?
if instead you touch a creature, you learn what spells, if any, are affecting it.
Oh, I should read my spells more.
Yeah, so it's the very last line of identify.
All right. So
11 minutes later, I have just going to reach out and touch the girl's forehead.
Yep.
So I will learn any spell, what spells, if any, are affecting her.
First off, when you touch her forehead is warmer than normal.
All right, so she's got a bit of a fever.
Yep. And the spells that are affecting her are sleep.
Sleep is affecting her, but sleep lasts a minute. So something else is going on here.
All right. If you want something more, I would ask you to roll an Arcana check, please.
All right, this is a straight roll.
Yep.
All right. 10.
It's actually sufficient for you to know it's not the sleep spell.
All right.
She's enchanted to sleep, but you're not sure what source or anything. You just
All right, but it's a different spell than what we use, but it's similar.
it's different enough, but it is sleep. Nothing
right.
else. There's the only spell is that enchantment affecting her.
All right, that didn't help very much.
It did.
It did.
Because
it does mean that there isn't some other spell affecting here. So something else.
The other thing we know is most likely I don't need to have any additional.
No, you can dispel this, presumably
I
relatively.
can just cast a spell magic and it'll work.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Well, do you want to do that?
Well, I think it's a good step.
Yep. All right, let's start with that then.
All right. I cast Dispel Magic.
The second time today. That was a roll.
That was a roll.
You would not need to do that if this was a first level spell, so.
Correct. I gotta check something. Make sure I'm doing this properly. He does not wake up. The spell fails.
Alright, that's not a good sign. You want to try again?
Yes. This time, I am probably going to burn through some luck here, I think. All right,
Sure, you
so
could have done that for the first one anyway.
no, because I was confident that it would just happen. So I cast the spell and what? Maybe it didn't work. So burning a second.
Third level spell.
Now, before I do this, I can do this at 4th level.
It's your only fourth level spell for the day, and we're not getting another arcane recovery.
No.
So I'd want my advice. I'd say save it.
Right.
I cannot help you this time, unfortunately.
One luck point.
One luck point.
You see me concentrate really hard. And almost to the point where sweat's coming down my brow a little bit. But successful.
All right.
I actually managed to break the sleep spell. The sleep enchantment, sorry.
Yes, it's definitely not sleep.
And I say to you, this one was more intense than the last one.
All right, that means one of two things. The enchantment gets weaker over time, or whatever's casting this is growing stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, good news is the girl wakes up.
Yes, and I assume she's in much better condition.
She cries. She's in pain. She's a little fevered, but she's a lot healthier than the other one. And mom, the usual mom and dad reaction, which is wonderful.
Okay, so I assume we don't have to rush this one to a temple.
No, she's damaged. A cure light wounds would obviously do her
good.
But
rest.
You know, a good night's sleep and food and water and.
I mean, technically, so a healing potion, but it's not going to fix the problem. We need to find out what's doing this.
Yes, we could easily burn through all our resources and just be running back and forth across town.
Yes, and get nowhere.
And get literally nowhere.
Yes, even if it sounds a little callous, we can't spend all our resources just saving these two children or whatever the next number one is. We have to put an end to this.
Yes. I have a suggestion.
I'm open to suggestions.
Your original alarm spells are
a bit longer.
About 3/4 done.
They last 8 hours.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Okay. All right, sorry, that's true. My bad.
Yeah.
We're about 5 hours into them right now.
Okay, so we have about 3 hours left to go.
Yes, which is not going to take us to nighttime.
No.
So the suggestion we could do is, now that we're approaching supper time, because this does take time to do and talk and all that sort of stuff, we just
there isn't definitely an investigation. Really glad we didn't do this the day before.
Yes, so we did gloss over all that. So we are approaching supper time.
Yes.
And our experiences with this sort of thing, it's a nighttime kind of thing.
Yes.
So suggesting what we do is maybe go have supper at a local restaurant.
Yeah, and watch the place.
And then come back and
before we leave,
fresh alarms.
Yes, I'm going to do some more alarms. And I'm going and are there windows in this one?
Oh.
Okay. Were they open?
These ones don't have glass in them like the other ones did. These are shutters.
Okay.
They shut them at night because, well, we're on the
We're by the coast,
yeah, so off.
and it's winter.
Yeah, so yeah, this is not this is not a cat-proof place.
No, if that's what we're dealing with.
Yeah, this is not even it's barely rainproof.
Yeah.
Okay. Wind blows through here. It's chilly. And they all tend to huddle near the stove when it's really cold.
There's
This
so
is
many things that could easily get in here. Yes.
yes. So
All right. I'm just going to look around. What do I think is the most likely point of ingress for something trying to sneak in?
this is going to be difficult. The other one was very obvious. You had 7 points.
Yeah.
That's all there was to it.
Actually, it was just mostly because in case that cat came back.
Yes. In this particular case, not so clear cut.
All right. How big is the house? Is it bigger than
This-
20-foot square?
No. Oh, wait a minute. Yes.
Yes. All right. That's
You're
the maximum area I can ward with alarm.
okay. You're looking at about 300 square feet, which is really tiny house.
All right.
So basically, they have a wood burning stove, and they have
Did they all sleep in the same area?
they all sleep together because they're basically huddled around the stove.
All right.
And
What's the size of that area?
uh you can't get it with one spell. You probably get it with two.
All right. I'm going to use alarm. I'm just going to again set it up there and set and cast as many times as I need to ward that entire area. And I'm going to basically and I'm basically set up anyone other than the family entering this area.
All right.
Will trigger the alarm
When are you doing this?
before we leave.
Before supper?
Yes.
All right. So
They're going to take, we'll say 20 minutes, I guess.
Sure.
Set this up. All right. Once the alarms are set, we can head off somewhere to
we can go to that same restaurant. It's right near
basically do a stakeout for all intents and purposes.
Yep. You can mark off the silver piece. It's
Okay, I'll mark off the silver piece that I was using to cast light before.
It's not a high-end restaurant.
No.
We get porridge. Oh, sorry, we get stew.
All right, we'll eat the stew.
Yep, it's edible.
And then I guess we're gonna sit and wait.
Are you going to refresh the dwarvish cottage?
I have to run back there to. Yes, I'll head back and do that.
Are you doing it? Am I staying here?
I will. Yes, we're not leaving either. We're not leaving this place unobserved. You stay here. Oh, okay. All right, that's going to be a bit of a problem. I guess you have to send your familiar to me to if anything happens. You do not know message.
I do know sending, but it's not prepared.
Yeah, you don't know send. You don't send any, but it's not prepared. So yeah, send your familiar if anything and to alert me if anything happens.
Yep, I'll send her over, and she'll be screeching really loud.
Okay, I'm going to go over and refresh those alarms.
All right.
Which means I have to cancel all the older ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent.
I am going to see if I see anything.
All right, do you want me to roll and see how long it's going to take?
That's going to be that. Hold on a sec. So I need one of these. Oh, interesting. That's actually tied. Hold on a second.
That doesn't happen very often.
No. Wow, that's bizarre. Okay. I would like you to roll just a general dex check to make it through town.
General 5. That's my dexterity check.
All right, getting a little tired, getting late in the evening. It's taking a little bit longer. So we're looking at about 2 hours round trip casting all those spells.
Okay.
We're getting very close to dark now.
Yes, I assume that even though
it is dark. This is no longer summer. This is winter.
Yes.
You do not feel the cold.
Well, I do. It just doesn't bother me.
Yes. There are a few people scuttling about. Weather's fine, which is nice.
Yeah, we haven't had permanent snow yet, but that's not far off.
No. So it is a cold night.
Yeah.
It is a cloudless night, which means it's colder. And yeah, on your way back, you are heading this way, crossing the church. You get about here. One of your alarms goes off.
Which one? I have to go all the way back. All right. I turn around and I start running back.
This will be a constitution check, please.
Yeah, I don't think my other portent's going to help. Not unless it's a low DC. I have no way of knowing that, though.
No.
Okay, 17.
All right. You get a surge of adrenaline.
Yeah, I imagine that would.
Yep. And you start running back.
All right. I'm going to send Alice 1 second as we're running. I'm going to mentally instruct Alice to go get you. Summon her and send her off in the other direction.
Hold on a sec. You're about here.
Yeah.
A second alarm goes off.
Where? Well, I can't be in two places at once. All right. The dwarven family, the little dwarf girl's in worse condition. I keep heading that way. I'm sending Alice to get to.
All right. You're sending Alice to find me.
To find you, and I'm going to instruct her to lead him to the other house. Lead him to the other family's house.
All right. So you're going to get there before she's going to get there.
Yes, I'm going to get there first.
All right. So you get to the house. It is dark outside, but there's light inside.
All right.
What are you going to do?
I'm not going to set my own light spell. I'm going to head over there.
You're at the front door.
Okay.
Do you want to go around and look through windows? Or
I am going to stealthily approach the window, the nearest window, and take a look inside.
All right. I would like a stealth check, please.
All right. All right. I rolled a 4. Still not very stealthy.
You're looking in the window. You bang your head on the glass.
All right. Do at least get to see what's in there.
Yeah. Roll perception. No advantages. It is lit in there.
All right. 17. I rolled well on that, at least.
Okay. I am going to roll a couple of rolls here.
I can see in there, which means a locked door isn't a problem. I can misty step in if I need to.
Okay, two things happen at once. First off, you bang your head into the window, and they're at the table. They seem to be playing some weird game. They're actually settling down to a more normal life, so to speak.
All right. Quick question. Technically, this is a technical question. I would know which of my alarms was triggered.
The very same one, the window, or
the one by the bed.
Yes. They get startled and they look around. They see you. They're puzzled.
Probably rolling my head.
Yeah. And at the same time, you see the cat creeping across the bed very quietly, leaping over to the daughter, who is asleep, and is now very gingerly climbing up her chest and going nose to nose with her. At the same time as they see this too, because the cat rolled really bad.
This is that old superstition about cats and witchcraft in the Middle Ages.
Yes. So there's pandemonium as mom and dad knock chairs over as they get up, and cat is going to see what the cat's going to do. Cat sees this and is beelining it for the window. I would like initiative, and I'm going to roll an initiative as well. Ooh. Ugh. Ugh.
I rolled a natural 20 on initiative.
You're up first.
For a total of 22.
you see
Do I know where it's going?
Mom's a little slow to respond, but Dad's getting up and reaching down, and he's pulling out his hammer
Okay.
as the cat jumps over to. Oh, hold on a second. This one I have a graphic for.
All right. So I'm at
All right.
this window.
Here, looking across. Cat's here. Dad was here. Mom's here. Dad's standing up. Cat leaped to this bed. You are now up in the initiative order. You can see the cat. Cat's ready to leap onto the windowsill.
All right. Well, I'm acting first.
Yep.
All right. Well, I mentioned this before. I'm going to, as my bonus action, I will cast Misty Step.
All right. Where are you Misty stepping to?
All right. I can move 30 feet.
All right. 30 feet will easily take you into this area here.
All right. I'll teleport there.
Yep. So you're there.
Yeah, I'm there. For my movement, I'm going to move in between the bed and the window. I'm going to block that.
All right. What's your intent?
To keep the cat from going out from that window.
Okay. The cat is going to leap through the window. This is going to be a contested check to see if the cat can make it past you versus you catching the cat.
I do technically still have an action before then. But yes.
Oh, well, I thought your action was you're holding an action to try and catch the cat.
Just moving. Oh, I'm going to. Well, if I can move in there, yeah, I'm going to try and catch the cat, I guess, as it goes.
But if you have another action in mind, let me know.
The only thing I could really do is a cantrip. So I think I'll just try and catch the cat.
All right.
Because the cantrip is going to be frostbite, which might kill it.
Okay.
So this is a contested roll.
This is a contested dexterity check.
Yeah. I think we're almost even. I rolled really, really low. I rolled a 6.
In true campaign tradition, it doesn't matter how badly you roll,
If
your opponent rolls a natural one. The cat leaps right into your arms.
Yep. I'm like, grab it.
Okay, now we are grappling.
Now I am grappling a cat. Oh, good grief. Grappling is strength-based.
Yep. And this cat is not happy about being held, so I would like a strength-based check, please.
This is going to go so poorly. Oh, that's a high roll. 17 minus 1, 16. It's a cat.
And you manage to grab it by the scruff of the neck and hold it out easily. Because you notice now that you've actually held it and you're closer to its... you do notice a bit of a smell coming from it, but not like a dead smell or anything. Just like a unclean smell, which is very unusual for a cat because cats
Clean themselves habitually.
This one does not seem to be doing so. Alright, so a couple of things are going to happen at this point. Dad has his hammer out and stops. Because
We might. This might be important, I say.
Mom runs around, goes to the daughter. Daughter's awake now because
What's happening? Yes.
a lot is happening, but in short order, things calm down. Now,
All right.
You're holding onto the cat. You have it up, and
Do I have an action?
by the time we go through the initiative and we're back to the top,
Which is me.
what we're gonna do.
All right. Well, I'm going to find out if this thing is undead or not. The only. All right. If this isn't an undead cat, this will work even at first level. I'm going to pull out sand from my component pouch.
Yep.
And basically sprinkle the cat with it and cast sleep on the cat.
Can't. You can cast sleep in the area.
Yes.
You can center it on the cat if you
I'm going
like.
to center it on the cat, which will technically center it on me as well.
Yes. Well,
All right.
I guarantee that you're the last one that's going to fall over because of this spell.
All right. Well, I could move the cat first.
You can move.
Yeah, and it's a cat, so it's not going to be impeding my. It's not going to be slowing.
But you did not say you're going to move first.
Fine. I mean, it's not the worst case in the world. Sleep. Who else is caught in this spell? Out of curiosity.
Everybody.
All right. The cat should have the lowest hit points of everyone here.
It could be a close call between her and the girl. Sorry, the cat and the girl, but I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Wow. This is well, it's not totally sad. I rolled 3 5s, so 18 total.
Seriously?
Yes.
All right.
5, 5, 2, and 1.
This is what happens. The cat goes limp.
All right. Living cat.
Daughter falls asleep.
In bed for a minute.
Mom falls asleep and kind of sort of half on top of her because she was holding in her arms. They all just sort of fall over. That is. And so does Dad. Dad stumbles and falls.
Oops.
They're just people. Then there's a little residual left of the spell that you feel, but
I was tired. All right.
now I would like you to roll a perception check, please.
Perception?
Yes.
13.
Something happens with the cat. Just enough to catch your senses, but you don't know what it is.
All right. All right. I'm going to take out the rope of climbing, which we picked up,
Oh, yeah.
and basically just a bag.
You're going to tie the cat in a bag. There's a cliche.
Yeah, I'm going to put the cat in the bag, and I'm going to command the rope of climbing to tie itself in a knot around there. And I'm going to take the remaining rope, which there should be plenty of, because it's a 60-foot long length of silken cord, and hang on to it. And I will look down and say, it says, "Sorry about putting you all to sleep, but it'll wear off in a minute."
Oh, you're not sticking around.
Well, there's something going on over. I will take the moment to wake them up. Yes.
All right.
I'll take the moment and wake them up.
At which point you have a struggling cat in a bag.
Takes a minute to wake them all up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, wake up, everybody, and then they all wake
All right. Well,
up.
it's a cat in a bag that is bound with a magical rope.
Yes.
I'm fairly confident that it's at least that the rope will hold.
Yep.
All right. And I said, "All right, something's going on. And there's something else going on elsewhere, and I'd love to stick around and explain everything, but I really need to get going." And I grab the cat and I go to the door.
All right. I would like you to roll a charisma check, please. You have advantage because you have saved their daughter.
My goodness. I rolled a 2 and an actual 20.
All right.
This isn't close. This isn't as good as that other game we had last campaign where I rolled 11, but I'm rolling really well today.
Yeah. It's a group of groggy people.
Yeah, and I'm just giving them a brief that level of explanation before I leave.
Yep. But like I said, you have a lot of goodwill with these people. Daughter's alive, which all really matters to them.
And I just saved them possibly from this cat from.
They saw the cat and they were really panicking. You stopped that problem.
Yeah.
And then you run out the door.
Yes, because I have more work to do. I do take the bag with me and I keep going.
All right.
And I know I'm not DMing this. We probably should take our break right about now.
Hold on a sec. All right. Your cat has now made it to me. And gives me my warning. And yes. It's 7:30.
Yeah.
Break time.
Break time.